I would say, obviously, it's quite an involved operation, but I think it's also the fun of buying a property and doing it up in Tuscany. So I would say it's fairly easy if you have the right assistance and the right people helping you in the whole role. Tuscany, as everybody knows, is a beautiful area, and therefore it's very much of a protected area, especially in terms of overall landscaping regulations. So it's important and very controlled to keep the originality of the property. And it's important when you start the process of restoration, it's important to have somebody local, a local geometer, surveyor, who helps you with all the planning permissions, obtaining all the right papers to do the works properly. And some farmhouses are more restricted than others. It depends which area they're located in. But in general, the approach of the local authorities that is quite open towards foreign clients who want to improve the area, improve the properties that are already existing and maybe not well kept. There are properties that are particularly under like listed building, what foreign people would call listed buildings. Therefore, there are even more strict regulations. Sometimes in these old buildings, there are some paintings already in the property which are linked to the property and can be sold without the items themselves. Not always. The fact there is a fresco is not always a sign that it's a listed building, because there are buildings. There are so many buildings with painted ceilings, different eras. But in general, yes, you have to be careful of how you renovate these properties and what are the regulations and the aspects of keeping the original features. Sometimes you can even paint overs, other times you have to absolutely maintain it and bring it back to its originality. Okay. And in these cases, we always already give some initial reports to our clients. So Great Estate has some good in-team architects, independent surveyor who already can give some advice initially to our clients before they make the decisions whether it's a route that they want to start or not. I would say that they are very strict and they send their own inspections to check the progress of works. But if you work with somebody local that who knows how to have relationships with the Belle Arti, in this case, it's a lot more advantageous for everybody. It depends on the level and the extent of the renovation and the materials that you use when you renovate the property. But generally speaking, I would say that a minimum of 1,500 euro per square meter up to a maximum of 3,000 euro per square meter is a good indication of the cost. This includes materials, includes the labor, includes most of the technical paperwork that you have and are necessary to apply to the local authorities. Of course, the more you keep the originality of the building and the more you try and use local materials and natural materials of good quality, if you then come to sell the property in a period of time, this will help the sale of the property. I would say a lot of foreign clients now, the ones that are not looking for renovation, but they want almost like a turnkey project. They appreciate the originality of the structure, like a stone facade farmhouse with beams, with travertine, with natural stones, but with a very modern interiors or very modern technology in terms of installations like heating, air conditioning, energy saving products. So in this case, I would say this kind of high-tech installations and good materials are a good combination to keep the price of your property, to add value to your property. Yes, it's still fairly easy. There are some salvage places where they are specialized in salvage materials like bricks, old handmade bricks, and there are still factories in Tuscany who make handmade terracotta tiles, and maybe they have some old stones from some old houses, so it's still fairly easy to find good materials and good labor, good quality. We follow our clients from the initial stage of choosing the property, finding the right property, checking all the paperwork that are okay with the properties, going to the notary to sign the deeds, and then the after sale process starts from helping them with changing over all the utility bills, stupid things like the electric bill, having maybe some new internet access, all these kind of very banal things, but very helpful.
Important.
So we offer a 360-degree service in terms of pre-sale and after-sale. And after the sale, especially with foreign clients, most of our foreign clients are busy businessmen, business people who are busy in their own countries, and they can't come regularly to check the works. So we have a team of specialists, independent specialists who we work regularly with, and we know they are very serious, are very fair, and very honest people, and they can help with all the planning applications, architects who follow the projects, project managers, and so on.
With the progress of the
provide
project.
monthly reports, monthly checks of what the work has been done, the stages of the planning permissions, and obviously the owners, the clients come, and we assist them when they come out to check the advance of works and the stage of works. We can help with this, with managing the properties, with checking the bills, with checking the maintenance if something needs repairing or assistance during the year. And then we also help with the rentals after. If people don't use the properties all year round and decide that they want to make a little bit of money to make the property pays for itself, we can manage the rentals either directly or through a partner that we work with in Tuscany. There are companies that provide these services, independent companies who provide these services, and but I personally, we've also worked with people who bought the properties from other companies, and then they've come to us for help because we have, you know, full language service. That's the problem. Well, to turn a property into a business, like you said, or like an agricultural business, you have to meet certain parameters. For example, if it's like an agricultural farm, you're required to have so many hectares and to have certain production of olive oil or fruit trees to produce. Exactly. Therefore, if you don't have the land within the property, you can find other solutions. One, for example, is to rent land nearby, and therefore you can create your own agricultural estate. Again, you need to have some assistance of surveyor or perito agrario, like technician specialized in agricultural farms. To turn a business into a B&B is more easy. Obviously, it's easier because there are less parameters regarding production. You only need to have a certain amount of rooms to have your guest. And then you have to, again, register with the local authorities to obtain the license to become a B&B or a affittacamere or a casa vacanza, which are the most popular activities in terms of holiday lettings. I think that there are different parameters, but I would say the B&B is probably still quite the easiest of the three in terms of obtaining the license. But again, to do anything like this, we always advise to use a local expert, because is always better to understand. Each area, each comune has different regulations. So
and each property too.
Siena, for example, they allow so many bedrooms in a B&B. In another area, they can allow maybe one more or one less. Therefore, it's always better to ask before you do anything on your own.